What is up, YouTube? C here, and well, I'm back with another video. I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded anything. Probably, I think by the time when this video goes up, maybe like 2-3 weeks, 2-3 years. Dagestan head ass. Also, sorry about the echo. This time it's not from my microphone. It's well, because I think I found a good place where I can actually consistently record videos and stuff, and well, if I gotta deal with it, looks like y'all gotta deal with it. Now, as you can see right here, this is well, my picks for UFC Freedom 250, and I mean, yeah, you know, this right here is a definition of quality versus quantity. If all the cards were like this from now on, I'd say 10 max out at 10 to 11 bouts, and maybe they do 3 cards a month. The UFC would be a way better product, but that's the topic for another video. Yeah, and I mean, let's just get on into it. And so, the first fight of this card, which actually is happening on a Sunday, in case you think it was gonna happen on a Saturday, which yeah, I genuinely thought. But let's get on to the video. But I mean, yeah, for the first bout, we got Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia, and right off the bat, let me just say, before I get into this fight, this is a really good fight on paper. You know, Anthony Smith style, man. Oh man, been really cooking that joker for a hot minute in the oven. Sure sounds like it. But anyways, Diego Lopez. I mean, this dude, definition of an MMA fighter. This dude is literally well-rounded everywhere. This dude, good boxing, obviously, from his gym, Lobo Boxing. Other fighters there, Alexa Grasso, Alessandra Costa, I believe Lupi trained there for a bit. I mean, we saw what Grasso did in her last fight, man. She fucking... man, poor Macy Barber, bro. The amount of clips I've seen of her just go... Alright, let me get back on topic. But yeah, this dude is literally the definition of an MMA fighter. I mean, great striking. I mean, specifically his boxing. Now, it isn't on the level of, I'd say, Ilia Topuria, Carlos Paredes, Max Holloway, but I'd say it's like in the top 10 to like top 15 range of all the fighters in the UFC. But yeah, and also his jiu-jitsu. I mean, this dude is a black belt, but he has shown it in the octagon that that black belt is well earned. I mean, that armbar he hit against I think Pat Sabatini, I believe. Man, that shit was pretty crisp. I forgot who else he submitted, but I mean, this dude, I mean, good jiu-jitsu, man. What else is there about it? And also his wrestling, it's improved a lot. His wrestling has actually improved way more since that fight with Volk. I mean, he showed it off in his fight with Gene Silva. This dude beat the shit out of Gene Silva. He took him down to the mat at will. And I mean, yeah, Diego pretty well rounded. I think this dude will give Steve Garcia a hard fight. And speaking of Steve, I mean, Steve, he's on a 7-fight win streak, and he's had 6 finishes in this win streak. 6 finishes in this win streak, and they've all been by KO TKO. I mean, look, that's just ridiculous, man. I mean, no matter the weight class, except for maybe heavyweight and I guess light heavyweight, this is just ridiculous. Now, his grappling, it really hasn't been seriously tested throughout his win streak. So this will be a fight where he will be tested. Diego will test his grappling if he's gonna be smart about this. His striking, what do you think, man? His striking is pretty damn good, especially his boxing. And this dude, crazy power in his hands. Now, who do I have winning this fight? I actually do got Diego winning this. Look, do I want to believe in the hype of Steve Garcia? Yes, but this is a no-brainer. I mean, Diego, when you really think about it, this is a no-brainer. Diego just has all the tools to nullify the best parts of Steve Garcia's game, which is his striking. I mean, if Steve doesn't throw his punch the right way, Diego just goes in, gets a double, maybe locks with a body lock, boom, takes him down from there. And yeah, that's just Diego's game plan. It would likely involve him keeping Steve on the fence, keep him on the back foot, which Steve has shown that he can kind of work with it, but I mean, against a guy like Diego, it's not going to be optimal because, like I said, Diego's pretty well rounded, and Diego, he can, you know, pick him off on the fence, or he can go for takedowns, which will mess with Steve's rhythm because Steve, see, a lot of strikers, they need good rhythm to get their game in. Once they figure out the rhythm, there's no way in stopping them. And so, yeah, Diego, I mean, this is pretty simple when you really think about it. Yeah, I'd say Diego, he wins this by a second round sub. Now, this is, well, a bit of a questionable matchmaking. I mean, this dude, Kyle Dawkins, this dude, I believe this is his second fight in the UFC. His first fight back was against, well, the GOAT, Michel Pereira, Mr. They Not Like Us, Goyim, pure Goyim. But, yeah, Bo Nickel, his wrestling is literally the top 1% of the world. Literally top 1% wrestling. 3-time collegiate champ, 1-time second place. I mean, you know, if that means anything. Dude, I'm world champ. What else is there to say about this dude's grappling? It's pretty well. It's pretty good. Pretty damn good. His striking, well, I'd say it's well, needs some work, but it has improved. He has improved his striking. Now, Kyle Dawkins, he's actually got a good submission game, but his striking is also pretty, well, okay. So, I think you already know where this fight's going to be going in. Yeah, I do still have Bo Nickel winning this, but I will say, I am saying this with very low confidence, because I do genuinely have little confidence in this pick, because Kyle does have a good submission grappling game, and I can't see this being a hard matchup for Bo, because while I do believe Bo has this better striking compared to Kyle, Bo's grappling will be tested in this fight, because he's gonna have to time those takedowns down. He's gonna have to time those takedowns. He's gonna have to shoot or go for a trip at the right moment. And this will be a fight where Bo has to be patient. And if he isn't patient, he will play into Kyle's game, which will result in a submission. But I do still have Bo winning this by unanimous decision. I mean, it's not really much else to elaborate on, but this is a low confidence pick for me. Now, for the next fight, we got Mauricio Rufy versus Michael Chandler. And I mean, Rufy, great all-around striker. His grappling has been shown to be lacking, but I mean, recently in his I forgot, was that dude from Uzbekistan? I'm trying to remember his name. That Rafael Fiziev. When Rafael Fiziev, you know, tried to grapple with Rufy, and Rufy showed some decent defense. Now, Rufy did get, before that fight, I believe, against Benoit Sandini's, he got absolutely dog humped by Benoit, bro. Just got taken. Benoit took him down at will. There's just no other way to put it. Benoit whooped this dude's ass on the ground. Now, Michael Chandler, he does have decent grappling. Oh yeah, I forgot. This dude, Division I wrestler and All-American. So, yes. I mean, look, Michael Chandler may be old, but hey, he still got that good grappling. And I mean, fucking explosive as hell. His striking, it is somewhat one-dimensional. I mean, you know, fake level change, overhand right. He always goes for it. The thing about Michael Chandler is his fight IQ is decent, despite what some of y'all have seen. I mean, just watch that Dan Hooker fight. You'll see the adjustment he made to get his overhand right. Although, I mean, it was a KO win over Dan Hooker. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I trained hard enough and got into UFC and I was about 150 lightweight sized, I could probably KO Dan Hooker. But I mean, yeah. It's just that me. Hey man, why doesn't he just get up, bro? Fucking fat motherfucker eating hot Cheetos or some shit. Alright, let me get on to the next slide, dog. But yeah, I do have Rufy winning this. I mean, this requires little to no thinking. Rufy is in his prime, and Chandler is literally in the twilight of his career. Chandler's on the downturn of his career. Rufy's game would likely involve him keeping Chandler at range and finding an opening to get the KO, which I can actually see Rufy maybe KOing Chandler with an uppercut or with some kick or maybe even a knee. But that will require timing and figuring out Chandler's rhythm. But I mean, yeah, I see Rufy winning this via second round KO. Now for the next fight. This fight's actually low-key. I know on paper, Josh's opponent, Derek Lewis, looks like it's a bit of a layup, but let's get through with these guys' games. This dude, Josh Hoke, he's undefeated, 9-0. His wrestling is 1 to 2 steps below Bo Nickal's level. And I know some of you are going to think, well, this dude an All-American? Well, he was actually an All-American. Was the dude a champion in the NCAA? No. But Bo actually, if you want to, there's an interview out there where Bo was like, yeah, I mean, Josh, I actually like this dude. Because he actually wasn't being a bitch the whole time. Because if you, basically, whenever you see a guy so dominant in wrestling, I'm pivoting a little bit, but long story short, when you see a guy so dominant in wrestling, a lot of guys will just stall. Because, I mean, if you engage with the guy, with one of the top wrestlers in your weight class, you're basically just feeding into the game. It's like, alright, let me just be patient and, be very, very timid with my game. Josh, on the other hand, if you watch his match with Bo Nickal, I mean, Josh was game, man. And yeah, it is crazy how Josh Hokett, heavyweight, Bo Nickal, middleweight, even though I'm pretty sure Bo is actually quite a bit taller than Josh, but that's besides the point. Yeah, his wrestling is 1 to 2 steps below Bo Nickal's level, which is actually a bit of a compliment, which I say is a compliment. Now, his striking is there, but it is just his boxing. I mean, this dude has no game involving elbows, knees, kicks, and his cardio. I will say about his cardio, I mean, you can't argue it's a bit weak. Maybe it hasn't been tested, but I mean, I don't know, man. I'd say it was pretty well tested in his last fight, even though it looked like. And okay, well, his cardio compared to fucking Derek Lewis's is like David Goggins versus your average Redditor. I mean, it really is a spectrum. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but yeah, Derek Lewis. We know Derek Lewis has good striking, good boxing, and well, I mean, maybe some good jiu-jitsu stand-ups. I don't know. That's all I can really say about Derek. But this is one simple pick. What else can I elaborate on? Josh, he has a more advanced skill set and well-rounded game compared to Derek's. Very one-dimensional, just box and blob fighting style. Fucking Taitu Ivasa maxing, bro. Yeah, I can see this as a fight where Josh will attempt to grapple more because, I mean, he will grapple more than he usually would because we all know Derek fucking sucks at grappling. And also Derek does, look, Josh can lose this fight if he gets careless because of Derek's absolutely inhuman KO power. But I mean, we all know Derek has bad cardio, and Josh, he should know that too. And I do see Josh winning this 5-3 round sub. Now, for the next fight, we got Sean O'Malley versus Ivan Zahabi. And low key, I'm actually kind of hyped up for this fight because Sean O'Malley. Let's go through Sean O'Malley. Former champ, dynamic striker, very good striking. I mean, we've seen this dude KO Eddie Wineland and Aljamain Sterling, yeah. And he put a striking masterclass on Chris Moutinho. Yeah, you see what I'm getting at? This dude's pretty much. If you look at this dude's win streak, of course his striking has been shown to be good because literally all the dudes he fought were fucking bums, just absolute bums. And I also gonna say Eddie Wineland, man. Eddie Wineland was that was the ghost of Eddie Wineland, dude. Yeah, and we know Sean O'Malley's grappling is okay. I guess it isn't fair to say his grappling is low level because I mean, the only times his grappling was really tested were against guys like fucking Piotr Jan and Aljo and of course Marab, which I mean, yeah, I mean those are probably if you had to put a GOAT, like the bantamweight GOAT tier list, it'd probably be those top three. Sorry, Dominic, but if these guys were to fight you in your prime, and in their prime, I mean, I think Dominic Cruz would be Aljo. But okay, let me get back onto the point. Ivan Zahabi, he is a black belt in jiu-jitsu, 7-5 win streak, good all-around game. I mean, this dude's beating guys like Jose Aldo and Chito Vera. Look, I know in the Jose Aldo fight, he struggled, but Jose Aldo is really a top guy. I mean, Okay, let me just get on to who I think will win this. And yeah, I do have Ayman Zahabi winning this. And look, people will go with O'Malley, but I just don't see that. And you know, you could say this is me just rage baiting, and I mean, I guess you could argue I am, but Ayman just has the overall more balanced skill set to keep O'Malley from doing what he does best, which is, well, his striking. I could see Ayman putting the pressure on O'Malley, keeping him at a distance, and, well, he'll either throw a strike that Sean won't see, or he'll get him down to the mat and work from there. And I mean, he just has a lot of tools to nullify Sean O'Malley and beat him down. Get him to the canvas, ride him out, maybe go for a sub. We've seen O'Malley struggle with grappling and get subbed by a guy like Merab, who, let's be honest, just doesn't have a submission game on the level of Ayman. Also, this dude, Ayman Zahabi, this dude trains at the camp where George St. Pierre trained at, bro. And his coach is George St. Pierre's coach. Oh yeah, his George St. Pierre coach is Ayman Zahabi's brother, which I'm pretty sure y'all probably knew, because I mean, if you know anything about George St. Pierre, I mean, you know, for Al Zahabi, Ayman Zahabi, pretty damn obvious. I mean, look, there's not really. I genuinely believe Ayman will beat O'Malley. Now I can see Ayman, maybe his fight IQ isn't really the best, but I don't see him being dumb enough to engage with Sean in the striking. So I do have Ayman winning by third round sub. Now, for the co-main event of this White House card, we got Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane. And I mean, Alex Pereira, if I had to put his striking in 2K terms, it is a 99 overall. Literally almost as perfect as you can humanly get. His grappling offensively is pretty it's pretty meh. I mean, we have seen him take down guys like Adesanya, and he actually hit a pretty cool judo trip on Ankalaev, which is actually surprising to think when you're looking back on it. But defensively, it's actually pretty solid. I mean, just look at the Ankh bout. This dude defended like Ankh's 10 plus takedowns, which, I mean, I guess some of those could be argued as like, I don't know, trips, and not the traditional, you know, doubles, singles, high crotches, or fucking low singles. But look, age is definitely not on Alex's side, and this is his first fight in the new weight class. I mean, y'all seen those damn pics? I mean, shit, man. I mean, Pereira, damn, bro. I didn't know he had all that in him. I mean, no wonder why they call it the Brazilian BBO. But yes, now let's talk about Cyril Gane, UFC vet, title challenger, undeserved interim title fight. Good striking. Jiu-Jitsu is actually kind of there. That's the thing about Cyril, is he actually has a pretty decently well-rounded game, but his overall grappling is pretty hit or miss, because he's struggling against guys like Francis Ngannou, who we all know doesn't have the jiu-jitsu skills or even the wrestling threat, but Francis absolutely schooled Cyril when it came to the wrestling. And we've seen Cyril struggle in the grappling department against guys like Alexander Volkov in their second fight, where honestly Volkov should have won that. And if I have to choose a winner, I am going to stick with Pereira, man. Shama no Shama. Honestly, Alex, in terms of striking, is leagues above Cyril. And I would like to consider the grappling for this fight, because I can see it maybe coming up. But I don't want to overthink in regards to whose is better or worse, because genuinely you can make arguments for whose is better, you know, especially when it comes to Alex's defensive grappling, Cyril's offensive grappling, and his submission game. And honestly, I can see Alex doing what he does best. Chip away at Cyril with leg kicks, like he's done with all his past opponents. Chip away with the kicks. You know, figure out the range with his punch, with his hands. Keep him on the fence, so that way it makes it hard to evade his strikes. And I mean, yeah, I think Alex wins this by third round KO. Although, if it happens later, I would be a little. If it happens earlier, I would be a bit surprised. But if it happens like way later, like in the fifth round, I wouldn't be as surprised, because Cyril does have a decent chin, even though he got dropped by guys like the Blob, Taito Iwasa, the GOAT. I just keep on thinking of those goddamn TJ Dillashaw edits with tie in the fucking video. All right, for the main event, Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. I mean, Ilia Topuria, man, undefeated, 17-0, great all-around grappling. If I had to put this dude in 2K terms, I'd say he's 100 overall. And this dude is 100 overall. Look, okay, I'm trying to be like nonchalant SGA, like yeah, man, you know, I mean, you know, look at my gay ass fits and shit. But this dude is literally 100 overall when it comes to being in regards to an MMA fighter. This dude is his striking. Now I know this is gonna sound really weird when I say it, but his striking is arguably one-dimensional due to him not utilizing his. This dude really doesn't throw leg kicks. But when he does, I actually saw a breakdown video of his fight with Volk when he challenged him. When Volk was kind of figuring out his game, what Ilia would do was he would throw a leg kick and kind of mess with Volk. I believe it was like when Volk was like doing like a stance switch or like circling out, Ilia would throw a leg kick. And when I like looked at it in that way, I was like, oh damn, he can use leg kicks, but he just doesn't. It just depends. It's just relative. But I mean, his boxing makes up for him. His boxing is literally top 3 in the UFC in the promotion. I mean, Max, I guess he kind of proved that he's better than Max. Carlos. I'm trying to think who else has good boxing. I know this Joshua Van. Okay, that's okay. I didn't think of Joshua Van earlier. Damn, I'm surprised how I didn't. But yeah, Josh and Ilia, I guess they're arguably the top two, three strikers. If there was like a top 5 range, let's see, Ilia number 1, Carlos number 2, Max 3, Josh 4. Who could I put at the 5 spot? Okay, I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but this is actually kind of interesting. Maybe Alex Pereira at the 5. There we go. But yeah, Justin Gaethje, underrated wrestler. Look, this dude doesn't use his wrestling at all. I think we've only seen him attempt 2 takedowns. The first, his fight with Eddie Alvarez, where this dude literally tried to go for a takedown in his body. I don't know what. I know some people will call it like his body's rejecting the takedown, the wrestling, but genuinely, I've never seen someone like ever do that before. And the second most time that comes to mind is his fight with Rafael Fiziev, where Rafael was kind of putting it on him, and late in the second round, I believe, second or third round, Justin was like, man, fuck this, I'm taking you down. And he actually took him down at will, which was kind of crazy to see. And I mean, yeah, Justin, he really only uses grappling, like defensively speaking. But Justin's striking is quite good. Especially his hands, his boxing. But I mean, if we really want to try and figure out if it's on the level of Ilia's, we'll find that out on the Octagon this Sunday. And I mean, look, who knows? Maybe Justin can kick the shit out of Ilia, maybe get a head kick, but I do have Ilia winning this. And look, like I said just a couple seconds ago, I can see Justin maybe hitting Ilia, getting Ilia in a wild exchange, but Ilia is really fucking solid. Ilia is just simply better at everything Justin can do. And I'd see Ilia's game plan revolve around him stalking Justin along the fence, which I've probably said like 2 or 3 times in this video. But when you really game plan against guys like Justin or guys like O'Malley, you stalk them against the cage and their game kind of crumbles because, I mean, unless you're, I guess, a counter-striker like O'Malley, where I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, a lot of guys just sort of crumple when they have to back out. And, yeah, I think Ilia stalks Gaethje along the fence. He'll mix in his grappling. I'd say Ilia's game plan would actually be pretty similar to his Holloway fight, where he started off striking. He took down Holloway. He took down Holloway to basically kind of mess him, being like, hey, man, I can do this, but I won't, because I know I'm better than you. And, well, he knocked him out. And look, yeah, I do have Ilia winning this in the 4th round via TKO, because, I mean, do I want to think about this a little more? Because this is actually a bit interesting to think about, but nah. I do have Ilia winning this via 4th round TKO. This card, there is a lot of there's a lot you can talk about, especially when it comes to politics, which, I mean, I guess I could talk about it, but look, man, I'm just trying to talk about my picks, maybe make a really stupid joke, and, you know, I guess think about these cards, because UFC, it really does mean a lot to me, man. This promotion, this sport, MMA, you know, it's been there for me, especially, like, throughout my years in school, especially, I mean, since I first started watching in high school, man, you know, it's been there for me, you know? Especially because I'm a very isolated person. It's just my nature for me to be isolated, so this sport does mean a lot to me. And I guess seeing the press that it's getting, because it's at the White House and there's a lot of stuff that goes around about it, I mean, it's a little hard to see. And look, am I talking about this like, you know, I've been a fan of the sport since fucking like the 2000s, I guess. But I mean, and you know, should I be talking about the sport like this? You know, like all like, you know, like all sad and fucking corny. I don't know, man. But yeah, I mean, you know, I do wish there were more cards like this, with about 10 to 11 fights. Actually, 8 to 11. I was about to say the number that came after 8, but I realized that would have segued into a really easy joke. But yeah, 8 to 11 fights on cards, like 3. I don't know how to map, like, let's see, 52 weeks in a year, I believe. If they were to do 40 cards, 35 to 40 cards a year, I'd say the quality would go up a lot. I'm not a promoter. I don't own a business like the UFC, and you know, let me just stop rambling. Let me just say, if you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate you. Like, subscribe, do all YouTube stuff. Thanks for watching, and I just pray that everybody out there is safe and happy with what they're doing. You know, as long as what you're doing isn't harming anybody, what can I say? And that's all I really gotta say, y'all. Peace.